negativity, that voice in your head, you have to fucking learn to control it, man. Ain't nobody gonna do it for you but you. And in this world, a lot of people get shit done for them. That's why they don't know how to control themselves, because they leave it up to other people. They don't take accountability. That's a big part, man. You can't fix what you don't take accountability for, right? Because it's not your fault. Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Savage Over Average channel. You hear the birds chirping in the background. It's a little cold, but it's gonna be a beautiful day today, man. Happy Monday. Hope you guys are starting off to a great start. Hope you guys did your meal prep. But thanks for clicking on this video. I really appreciate it. If you could smash the like button, leave a little comment. How's your day going? Let us know how your day's going. Maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. Raw. That's what we're all about on this channel. Keeping it raw in a fucking world full of a lot of people faking the funk. A lot of people that are not about it. A lot of people not showing the negative side of life. All they want to show you is the positive. We learn from the negative. You can't act like there's no negative in life. You can't just magically snap your fingers and everything's gonna be perfect, positive, sunshine, all that shit. No, the world is hard. The world is gonna give you challenges, right? And the reason it's important to be a savage is because in this world, the society we live in nowadays, the society you live in, they don't want you to succeed. They don't want you to have money in your bank account. They want you in debt. They don't want you being healthy. They want you dependent on the medical system. You know, they don't want you to have confidence. They want you to have the mental health problem, be dependent on prescriptions, not to stand up for yourself. They want you to be a sheep, right? That's how society that's what they want, man. And being a savage is all about standing up against that, ditching the average mindset. What do average people do, right? Think about that. They don't fucking read books. They don't work out. The average person does not work out, right? What does the average person eat? I look at people around me. They eat what kids eat. They eat snacks. They eat Pop-Tarts for breakfast. They eat cereal, Starbucks. That's not coffee. That's a bunch of sugary syrup with a little dash of coffee. And people think it gives them energy and helps them through the morning. They've been lied to. They have been lied to. It's a sugar rush that you get from all the bullshit you're consuming. You know, it's crazy how much we've been lied to. But I promise you, you can adapt the savage mindset. You can become a better version of yourself. The reason I started this channel, let me hit this button real quick. The reason I started this channel, because I myself have become better. Not the best, of course not. We are never gonna be the best version of ourselves, but we can continuously chase it. And that's what I've been doing. And I started this channel because I want to help people, man. I see people all around me. They ask me, how did I do it? They ask me, what can they do? What changes did I make? Bunch of questions, right? Because they see the people who have known me, the before and after, they see the results. They don't all see the work I put in. Not everybody sees that, but they see the difference. They see the comparison, and they ask me. So that's why I started this YouTube channel. But it's hard work, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's the hardest thing I've ever done. You changing your bad habits is the hardest thing you're gonna do in the world. You telling yourself no is the hardest thing you're gonna do in the world. You telling yourself yes, I need to work out. Yes, I need to eat this. Yes, I need to stay on track. Yes, I gotta wake up early. Those are gonna be the hardest things you gotta do in ever. You could tell the whole world. You could tell your boss no. You could tell your family no. You could tell your spouse no. You could tell, you know what I mean? Your kids know, whoever. Good morning. Whoever it may be. You could tell strangers no all the time. But to tell yourself no, that's a challenge very few can overcome consistently, right? However, what we're going to talk about today is how to deal with pressure. Because life is going to throw pressure at you many ways, different forms. you're not immune to it, no matter who you are, right? It's how you deal with it. How do you overcome it? And if you seen last week's video, I hope you did. I got my new drone. I was flying it, getting some dope shots. And if you've seen it to the end, unfortunately, I did crash my drone. Very expensive drone. First time flying it out. Not the smartest thing. Very ignorant on my part. I was flying it over a lake. And there's a savage right there. Look at him go. Fuck yeah. I was flying it over a lake, trusting in the sensors that they were going to work like they were advertising. They didn't. My drone ended up falling into the lake. First thing I did was run into the lake, jump in there, try to find it. I realized I have the expensive controller with the screen that also costs a couple $100. Had the controller in my hand, so I handed the control to somebody else so I don't drop it as well. You know, make the situation worse. Couldn't find my drone. It was about 5 minutes I was in the lake. And there was a bunch of branches on the floor. I could not find my drone. I started losing hope. I am never going to find this. And I just kept looking, try to keep my cool as much as I can. And eventually I found it. Found it, took the battery out, let it dry out. And I was just sitting there like, fuck, this sucks. Man, I felt like shit the first time flying it out. Very expensive. It was a gift. I didn't even pay for it. But I was like, you know what? It's not the worst thing in the world. Yes, it sucks. Yes, it's materialistic. It's a lot of money. It wasn't my money. The person understood. You know, it was an accident. Anything materialistic could be replaced. And I remember when I was younger, it sounded stupid saying that. Well, no, but it's still, how much is it going to cost to replace it? You know, or no, it can be replaced, but I don't have the money to right now. Whatever it may be, it can be replaced. But once I guess since I've matured, you know, because just because you get older, just because people get older doesn't mean they mature, right? Some people are naturally mature more than others, or their upbringing forced them to mature. Me, myself, compared to my early 20s, I was a hothead. I would let things fuck up my day. Like me, in my 20s, if I would have messed up that drone, I would have lost my shit. Everybody who would have talked to me that day, I would have fucked up their day too as well. I would have just made you feel like shit, because I felt like shit. And it's horrible. It's horrible to think that I used to do that. I used to be that type of person. That's how emotionally weak I was. I would let a situation like that overwhelm me to the point where I make other people feel bad about themselves, or I just let it fuck up my whole week. Tell everybody about it. I don't tell nobody about it, but it just bugs me. And now that I'm older, I've matured. I've been through plenty of stressful situations, some voluntarily, some involuntarily. But I sat there and I was like, you know what? Fuck, it's not too bad. But side note, guys, I did get what is it, like the extended warranty or some replacement program. You have to buy it within 48 hours, but it I guess it helps if you crash it, if you mess it up, even if you completely lose the drone. For about $225, you could get it completely replaced. So that gave me peace of mind, because I know I do dumb shit. And I'm planning to get some good shots for you guys. So that's going to push the envelope on where that drone could go. But since I got that program, it gave me peace of mind. So I sat there, I was like, you know what? It sucks. I'm going to have to pay to get this fixed. But at the end of the day, I could get a new one. And it's an expensive lesson, right? It's going to cost me some money. However, I didn't crash it into somebody. I could have fucking hit somebody with the drone. Made it really worse. I don't want to hurt anybody. I could have crashed. One of my biggest fear about the drone, guys, is crashing it into some power lines. Because I know that would be expensive. And I don't want to leave people without power. And make a big old mess. Crash into some power lines, it fucks shit up, couple $1,000s. That's what I don't want to happen. Or another big fear, probably the biggest, more than the power lines, is I don't want to crash it into a fucking airplane. So that didn't happen. So the worst did not happen. So now, when I'm put in stressful situations, what helps me is just assessing it. Is it really as bad as I think it is, right? Some people let minor situations take them to a level 10. They have no control. They make it seem like it's the worst thing in the world, when It's really not. If you're late, let's say you're late on one of your payment, your phone bill, or let's say you're late on your car payment and they charge you a late fee. I'm the type of person, or I was the type of person, that back then, that would irritate me. I'd get mad at myself. I'd put myself down because it's a late fee of $40, $50. That's $40, $50 I'm paying for not keeping track, not being on top of my shit, right? I let it get to me. I feel like my emotions were just out of control. And as much as I thought I had them under control, little things like that throughout my day would just trigger me. And I feel like what's helped me, the situations life has thrown at me that I had no control over, you just change over time, but also putting myself in stressful situations or pushing myself points where I didn't think I could keep going, and somehow I did. The best way to do that, I feel like the best way to do that is physical, with working out, running, and with your diet, because everybody has a threshold doing those things. I don't give a shit who you are. I don't care how fit you are. Everybody has a threshold with their activity level. And to be able to push yourself little by little, inch by inch, step by step, it's going to give you, not only are you going to improve, grow, get way better, leaner. Not only are you going to get those things, but the most important is you're going to gain the confidence. You're going to gain the confidence knowing, okay, I can do this. Wow. I remember I couldn't run a mile. Now I'm running a mile, and I feel dead. Yes. But I ran a mile. Like, look at the macro of it. Don't look at the bad. Don't look at how much you struggled. Look at what you accomplished. You keep doing that over time, right? Keep doing that over time. Now you're running a mile. It's like, you know what? I feel pretty good after. Let me go for a mile and a quarter. Okay, now I feel dead. That was way too much. But you know what? You did it. You got to look at it like, I fucking did it. Yes, I pushed it a little bit further. Yes, it sucked in the moment, but I did it. That's putting more stress on your cardio, right? Your heart. You're putting more stress on your muscles as well. They're gonna hurt more the more you run, the more they're gonna hurt. It's the same with your mentality. The more stress you put on yourself, even if it's a deadline for reading books, even if it's a diet, something that you could control, it's not too serious. But those are the things that are going to get you the confidence. And I feel like confidence is a big thing. Confidence is a big thing. And you got to learn to assess the situation. Not every situation is as bad as you think it is. Really think I'm going to tell you this. I don't give a shit how bad you think it is. I promise you it could always get worse. Any situation that you think can get fucking worse. So make sure you remember that next time you feel, man, things cannot get any worse. You lost your job, man, the world is over. Things cannot get any worse. You could lose your fucking house. You could lose your car. You could lose your partner. You can get in an accident, lose your car. And now you got even more bills because you fucked up somebody else's car. There's a mountain of things that could happen that could leave you spiraling down. So it could always be worse. And you got to remember that, like the drone. Yeah, I fucked up the drone, but I got my health. I didn't fuck up my ankle. I didn't fuck myself up going in the lake. Who knows if I could have got poked with something or I could have got bit by something in there. I don't fucking know, right? I could have ran in the lake, stumbled, sprained my ankle, messed it up even worse, and still not have my drone. So you got to assess the situation. I see a lot of people, they freak out. They get triggered like I used to. They get triggered and they let situations control them. They let the world, the environment that they live in, basically control them. It lets them dictate if they're having a good day or a bad day. But you got to shift that mindset, and you got to make sure, oh shit, there's a car coming. You got to make sure you're having a good day no matter what. That was about to hit me on camera. You got to make sure you have a good day no matter what. Even even if it's bad. Like that day, even though I crashed my drone at the park, they were having like some type of festival where they were selling food. They had different toys for the kids. There was just music going on. It was like some festival at the park. And even though I crashed the drone, I still went over there, walked around because I wanted to see, I wanted to experience it. And even when I dropped my drone in the lake, guys, everybody was looking, everybody was talking about it. It was fucking embarrassing. In the moment, it wasn't embarrassing because all I was trying to do was find it. However, after, it was embarrassing. But some of the people see me in the lake looking for my drone. They see me after at the festival. And I seen them just looking at me like, what the fuck? Like, how's that guy? What is he doing over here when he fucked up his drone, right? I feel like most people, they'd get so bummed out, which I did. I did get bummed out for a small period of time. I didn't let it fuck up my day. It was about 5 minutes maybe. And I made jokes about it after. But yeah, I didn't want to let it to fuck up my day. There was a festival going on over there. I didn't know what was going on. But why should I let the drone in the lake fuck up my experience of going over there? Who knows what's over there, right? A lot of people, like I said, me myself, I was like that. You let the current situations prevent you from getting future experiences or future opportunities with that negative mindset. And it's just, who the fuck wants to be negative all day? I'm pretty sure most people can go through their day and they have one or two situations that are negative. They could just let it fuck up their whole day. Or you could look at the very few positive ones. You can make the positive ones, right? It's all in your control, and you're the one that has to make the decision. You're the one that has to work on yourself. You're the one that has to, in your head, your voice is going to be the loudest. Whether you tell yourself this fucking sucks, this is the end, nothing's going to fix this, nothing can help me, my life sucks. That voice in your head is going to be the loudest out of anybody's. I could tell you something, it's not going to matter. It might matter for the moment, but at the end of the day, that voice in your head is the only one you're going to be stuck with forever. So you got to learn to control that voice and tell it, you know what? It's not as bad as it seems. You know what? I can fix this. You know what? Tomorrow's a new day. I'm going to try even better. I'm going to stick to my diet tomorrow. I fucked up yesterday, but I'm not going to kick myself down about it. I've came this far, and I'm not going to let that get me down. I'm not going to let it derail me completely. Or whatever it may be, that voice in your head, you have to fucking learn to control it, man. Ain't nobody going to do it for you but you. And in this world, a lot of people get shit done for them. That's why they don't know how to control themselves, because they leave it up to other people. They don't take accountability. That's a big part, man. You can't fix what you don't take accountability for, right? Because it's not your fault. Like that drone going into the lake. It could have been easy for me to say these stupid sensors didn't work. It's not advertised as it's supposed to. Whatever. That's why that's why I ended up going to the lake. No, at the end of the day, yes, the sensors didn't see it. Yes, it should have, I guess, not hit that, but it was an accident. But my dumbass should not have been flying it for the first time, a new drone over a lake. That's my fault. So I'm taking responsibility. I'm taking accountability. And in this day and age, a lot of people, they're not taking accountability for their own actions. So you can't fix it. You can't fix what you're not taking it. Oh, there's traffic over there, so I'm gonna walk this way. You can't take accountability for what's not your fault, because you're constantly blaming other people. You're blaming other people, you're blaming other reasons. You're blaming your job. You're blaming your parents. You're blaming everything. It's just, I'm pretty sure you guys get the idea, because you've been doing it for a while. I do it at times too, but I got to check myself. You're never going to be perfect. You're constantly going to be checking yourself, reminding yourself it's not as bad as you think. Remind yourself, you know what? It is my fault. No matter how hard life gets, it's your fault. But On the flip side of that, the positive side of that, when you lose weight, that's your fault. When you stick to your diet, that is your fault. We have the negative connotation of thinking like, oh, it's your fault, like it's bad. Yeah, when I ran that marathon for 6 hours, that's my fault. Yeah, you know what I mean? Sticking to my diet, that's my fault. Being consistent with this podcast, not missing a fucking Monday. Shouts out to you guys for keeping me going, holding me accountable. That's my fault, right? It's all your fault. So you got to take responsibility, learn to take action, because you're gonna do sit and point fingers at other people for things that you don't have, or that person made me mad. What the fuck you mean they made you mad? They're your feelings. Take control of them. That person made me sad. How the fuck does somebody else make you sad? Get control of your own fucking emotions. Man the fuck up. Woman the fuck up. Whatever it is. And take control of them. They're your emotions. Nobody else, like, that's what I try to tell myself. Nobody else can dictate my emotions but me. Nobody else can make me come out of character but me. Character is something you build, something you work on, and I'm proud of the character I have, right? The morals I have. Nobody's gonna make me do something that goes against my morals. I don't give a fuck what it is. Just because you do something doesn't mean I have to stoop down to your level. And that takes a lot of, like self-discipline, to refrain from not doing what other people are doing when you know you're not supposed to, whatever it may be. But hope you guys enjoy this podcast. Hope you guys got some advice from it, some knowledge, And if you guys got any ideas, I know I got a couple in my Instagram DM or whatever. But if you guys got any more, let me know where you guys want to go. It's gonna be summer pretty soon. The weather's gonna be fucking great to be outside. Gonna be able to knock it out. And let me know how you guys deal with stress. I know there's some breathing techniques that people use. For me, that don't work. I feel like I have to be prepared for the stress whenever it happens. Because you can't say, hey, hold on, somebody just cut you off or somebody hit you. It's like, hold on, let me breathe through this. No, you got to be ready all the time for stress, because it could happen at any moment. You have to stay ready, and you ain't got to get ready. You know what I'm saying? But hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. Hope you guys are subscribed. And if you guys got any future topics you guys want me to talk about, let me know. I appreciate you guys. Much love. And stay fucking savage, y'all. Peace.